Season 4, Episode 1 of Game of Thrones, titled Two Swords, sets the stage for the conflicts and power struggles of the season. The episode begins with Tywin Lannister overseeing the melting of Ned Stark's greatsword, Ice, into two new Valyrian steel swords, one for Jaime Lannister and the other for King Joffrey. This symbolic act represents the Lannisters' dominance over the defeated Starks and foreshadows the family's continued pursuit of power. Jaime Lannister, now back in King's Landing after his long captivity, struggles to adjust to his new reality. His father, Tywin, expects him to return to Casterly Rock, but Jaime refuses, wanting to remain in the Kingsguard. Meanwhile, his relationship with Cersei has deteriorated, as she is distant and cold toward him, blaming his absence for everything that has gone wrong. This highlights Jaime's growing isolation, despite his return to his family. Elsewhere in King's Landing, Prince Oberyn Martell of Dorne arrives for King Joffrey's wedding. He makes an immediate impression, revealing his deep hatred for the Lannisters, particularly for the brutal murder of his sister, Elia Martell, at the hands of Gregor Clegane, the Mountain. His presence introduces a new, dangerous player into the political game, one who seeks revenge. Meanwhile, Sansa Stark remains grief-stricken over her family's murder, barely reacting to Tyrion's attempts to comfort her. However, she finds an unexpected ally in Ser Dontos, who gives her a necklace as a token of gratitude. In the north, Jon Snow faces judgment at Castle Black for his time with the Wildlings. He defends himself against accusations of treason and warns of the coming White Walker threat, which convinces the Night's Watch leaders, including Maester Aemon, to spare him. Meanwhile, Ygritte and the Wildlings prepare to attack the Wall, with the Thenns, cannibalistic warriors, joining their ranks, making the coming battle even more brutal. The episode ends with Daenerys Targaryen and her growing army marching toward Meereen, the last of the great slave cities. Her dragons have grown larger and more dangerous, even snapping at her when she tries to control them, hinting at the challenges she will face in ruling them. As she prepares to take the city, her advisors, including Daario Naharis, now played by a different actor, compete for her favor. This sets up her next big conquest and the moral dilemmas she will face as a liberator. Season 4, Episode 2 of Game of Thrones, titled The Lion and the Rose, is best known for the dramatic and shocking Purple Wedding, the demise of King Joffrey Baratheon. The episode, directed by Alex Graves and written by George R.R. Martin, primarily revolves around the tension-filled wedding between Joffrey and Margaery Tyrell, while also checking in on various characters across Westeros and beyond. The episode opens with Ramsay Snow hunting a young woman for sport, demonstrating his continued cruelty. He is accompanied by Miranda, his equally sadistic lover, and Reek, formerly Theon Greyjoy, who is now fully broken under Ramsay's control. Meanwhile, in Dragonstone, Melisandre oversees another round of sacrifices, burning people alive as an offering to the Lord of Light. Stannis Baratheon remains grim, while his wife Selyse is fanatically supportive. However, their daughter, Shireen, is disturbed by the executions and has a tense conversation with Melisandre about the nature of good and evil. At King's Landing, Tyrion Lannister makes the painful decision to send Shae away to protect her from his family's wrath. Despite his harsh words, he does it out of love, fearing for her life. Meanwhile, Jaime Lannister struggles with his new disability as he trains with Bronn, who encourages him to adapt to fighting with his left hand. Elsewhere, Varys warns Tyrion that Cersei and Tywin are aware of his relationship with Shae, increasing the danger. The main event is Joffrey and Margaery's extravagant wedding, which is filled with tension, especially between Joffrey and Tyrion. The young king is cruel and arrogant, tormenting his uncle with a humiliating dwarf performance reenacting the War of the Five Kings. He also mocks Sansa Stark about her dead family. However, the festivities take a shocking turn when Joffrey drinks poisoned wine and dies in agony in front of the entire court. As he perishes, he points at Tyrion, making it appear as though his uncle is responsible. Cersei immediately orders Tyrion's arrest, setting off a major political conflict. The episode ends in chaos, with Joffrey's death serving as a pivotal moment in the series. The episode is widely regarded as one of the most satisfying and dramatic in the series, as the long-hated Joffrey finally meets his end in a poetic twist of fate.